Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, slightly askew, so I'm fixing the camera. And what I'm doing today, because it's Tuesday and I promised this yesterday, is a common charity build featuring, you guessed it, elemental heroes. So what makes this one so much fun? What makes this different? First off, I found my Miracle Fusions that are common, which is pretty amazing. We did just get some more heroes that are commons. Thanks to the second series GX, the midterm box. And additionally, we got a spell as a common thanks to the Legendary Duelist 3. Now, because I knew these things were both going to contain heroes, I wanted to kind of build this hero a little bit later, so it's finally later. And before I give you guys this deck list, I want to know, did you guys enjoy Bell? Yeah? No? I don't know. Chances are you guys already commented on that video. And I wanted to remind you guys that I'm asking, because I don't want to just do this to you and then like, you guys are like, why'd you do that? Did you guys want 7 separate Earthbound Immortal decks and 3 separate Nordic God decks? This way each character gets its own deck, and this way we can feature more variety. Or did you guys just want those as like clustered up decks? You guys decide in the comments. You guys got all week. I'm not going to build those till starting next week. So like Saturday this week will be like the cutoff. Because I do a lot of my building on Saturday and playtesting on Saturday night and stuff like that. So you guys, you get your decisions in there, down there in the comments section. I promise we read them. The only comment we don't respond to is asking for a written deck list after you watched a video where I showed you the quantities of everything. So unfortunately, that is what it is. Well, let's get you this common charity build. And real quick, what is common charity one more time? Common charity is a format where we use the advanced rules deck list, the ban list. However, we are only allowed to use cards in common rarity. So if it's not printed common, it's not legal yet. So you'll never have a Slifer the Sky Dragon here. Sorry. Is what it is. So first and foremost, we're going to need 3 copies Elemental Hero Avion, because I don't think I can play a hero deck personally without wanting to play Flame Wingman. I don't know about you guys. He's kind of my favorite fusion. I've always loved the effect. And, you know, boom, right there. Next up, we're going to be playing the Elemental Hero Blazeman at 3. This guy's actually going to come in handy here for 2 reasons. So let's go over this effect. When his card is normal or special summoned, you can add polymerization from the deck to the hand. So that's awesome. During the main phase, you can activate the following. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except fusion monsters. Send one hero monster from the deck to the graveyard with a different name than Blazeman. If you do this card's attribute, attack and defense become the same as the monster sent to the graveyard till the end of the turn. Each effect once per turn and only once that turn. Now, why do we use that? Because, guys, Omni Heroes. Omni Heroes being cards like Absolute Zero that need hero plus attribute. This is really going to make the deck a lot easier. And I promise you guys will see that here in a moment. Plus, he fetches polymerization. How cool is that? Next up will be Our Lady Burstinatrix. We're going to need her at 3. Again, because, you know, Flame Wingman, he's got to be one of my dudes. I know Mokubo out there. He's chilling out right now. He's enjoying this. Next up, we're going to be using the Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Because, yes, we need some masks. Because this isn't just a regular casual duelist deck. This is casual duelist trying a little bit. So when this one is special summoned, you can add 1 change, quick play spell card from the deck to the hand. So this would be like Mask Change 1, Mask Change 2. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you may add 1 hero monster from the deck to your hand except same name. And you can only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. So almost like a Shaddoll, which is totally fine. Pick the effect that you're willing to go for and do that. And then the last hero we want to use 3 copies of the Elemental Hero Stratos. 2 effects. When this one is either normal or special summoned, we can activate one of the following. We can either add 1 hero from the deck to the hand, much like Elemental Hero, or sorry, the E Emergency Call. Almost called it E Elemental Call. I messed up. But what's special about him, honestly, since he just says hero, This could be Destiny, this could be Evil, this could be Masked Heroes if they were in there, Vision Heroes, any heroes. Additionally, you can destroy spell traps on the field up to the number of hero monsters you control except this card. So again, Stratos won't count himself, but if we have the extra zone plus the entire back row once he's played, that is 5 MST effects. Moving into our spells, we are going to play a Hero Lives because this one is going to be good. If we control no face-up cards, no face-up monsters, I apologize. Pay half your life points, special summon a level 4 lower hero from the deck. And again, we can get the Shadow Mist, we can get the Blaze Man, we can get the Stratos. Either way, we're going to be doing pretty good. Called by the Grave is going to let us chase an effect and go after a hand trap. Emergency, call it 3, and allows us to add 1 elemental hero from the deck to the hand. And then we got to get into that new card that you just saw me have on the top. It's not exactly new, guys. It has been printed before, but that I do believe this is our first common run. And that is the favorite hero. So I went with this over the fusion weapon because outside of Speed Duel, fusion weapon is not as good for heroes, whereas this is going to be amazing, and doubly so for Flamewing Man, who's actually pictured in the art here. So what we do is we can only equip this to a level 5 or higher hero monster card. If you control a card in the field zone, the equipped monster gains attack equal to its original defense, and the opponent cannot target it with card effects. At the start of the battle phase, you can activate a field spell directly from the hand or deck. So that means that you will be able to start adding the attack and the defense. When the equipped monster attacks, destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you may then send this card from the field to the graveyard. The attacking monster can make a second attack once in a row. So, real quick, this is going to let us activate Skyscraper after adding attack and defense. Now, if we're just talking about my boy Flamewing Man, okay, let's pull a copy of him real quick. We're talking about getting 12 on the 21, and I know that doesn't sound so great because it's only 3,300, but if the monster is bigger than that, we just played Skyscraper out of our deck in order to get that. We get the extra 1,000, so now it's 4,300. We could beat a God card. Plus, we're going to do, Flamewing Man's effect, plus Flamewing Man's going to get a second attack, so he'll lose the favorite hero equip, but since it's Flamewing Man, he's going to get his second attack, which means he gets a second shot at using his effect and a second shot at abusing the effect of Skyscraper. Guys, this is too cool, okay? This is absolutely bonkers. I love it. And for common charity, it's all right. Next card we're going to use Fusion Substitute. Because like a lot of other cards, this card actually changes its name at all times. This card is always treated as polymerization. So any card that can search it, Blaze Man, is able to search this as well. What this does is the exact same effect as polymerization with the following effect that you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a fusion monster in the graveyard, return it to the extra deck in order to draw 1 card. So even the cards we play a low count of, we can replay them later if we had to because of this. Additionally, we're going to use 2 copies of the original Mask Change since everything in this deck is a hero. Mask Change 2 would require to match attributes, but discard a card and it can be used with any cards. Mask Change is the same thing. Has to be, I'll just read it. Target 1 hero you control, send it to the graveyard. After that, if it left the field by this effect, special summon 1 masked hero from the extra deck. This counts as fusion. With the same attribute that the monster had when it was on the field. Original, if you sent a face down card. And what does that mean? It means like Blaze Man could change his attribute. But like if I change attribute, you Book of Moon, and then I go to use Mask Change, I'm locked into fire because of it. I do not get to maintain what he was while he was face up by effect. So just play it well. Next up, we're going to be playing 2 copies, Miracle Fusion. Fusion summon 1 elemental hero from the extra deck, banishing the materials from field and or grave. So again, this could allow us to double up on Flamewing Man. So if you had the Fusion Substitution as well as the Miracle Fusion, we could summon 2 Flamewing Man at the same time. Very awesome. 1 Monster Reborn, you guys know this one. 1 Reinforcement of the Army, you guys ought to know this one. 3 copies of Skyscraper. If an elemental hero monster attacks a monster that has a higher attack value, then the attacking monster will gain 1,000 during the damage calculation. Next up, Super Polymerization, you guys know this one. And again, we're going to use 2 copies of Twin Twisters. And the real reason here is we do have Miracle Fusion to just keep us in the ability to play those other cards. So real quick, take the screenshot or the notes. And I'm going to go see what's going on with my puppy real quick. Probably just somebody walking out front. And then I will be back with the extra deck, all right? Just a moment. All right, yeah, it must have been somebody walking. Didn't see a thing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fix the camera angle again because the little lines are starting to annoy me. And then I'm going to give you guys that extra deck like I promised. So leading off, we're going to use 1 copy of Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. This is actually the only generic Water Plus hero. Again, like every hero must be fusion summoned, gains 500 attack power for every water monster on the field except himself and cards with the same name. If this card leaves the field, destroy all monsters the opponent controls. So again, he's been pretty cool. And again, you know, if we ever get Masked Hero Acid in Common Charity, he's also a very fun mask change target because when Acid is played, Acid does the same thing except for the back row. So you get Degeki and Duster in the same motion. Very fun. And again, we're going to play 1 because we can actually put him back in the extra deck if we needed to. Next up, we're going to play Escarido at 2. Same thing, except now, like every one of the rest of the Omni heroes, this is going to require an Elemental Hero Plus attribute. And this one right here is going to be for Dark. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned by any other way, of course. Also, card gains 100 attack for every hero, Elemental Hero, in my own graveyard. So again, the later I play this in the game, the better. You know, 3 copies Flame Wingman. You guys know Flame Wingman. We're not going to waste your time here. We are going to run 2 copies of the Great Tornado. This is going to be Elemental Hero plus Wind. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned any other way, of course. If this card is fusion summoned, you will have the attack and defense of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. Why, oh why did I play this one at 2, you might be asking. Well, guys, you got to remember, between Avion and Stratos, we got 2 wind monsters on our own team. So just because I keep these in here as super polymerization traps does not mean I'm not going to try and activate these on my own. And considering we have the 2, polymerization substitutes, as well as 2 copies of the Miracle Fusion, guys, I'm going to play what I'm going to play. So Great Tornado, yeah, 2. Get it. Again, must be somebody walking again. Next up, since we got the new GX box, 3 Nova Masters. Again, this one was really fun. This one's very fun to hit once you get into, again, your favorite hero. And I'm going to run back through all of these with favorite hero in mind. But again, must be fusion summoned. It's E-Hero plus fire. And when it destroys a monster by battle, you draw a card. The Masked Hero we're going to run is going to be Dark Law for obvious reasons. Must be special summoned by mask change. Any card sent to the opponent's graveyard is banished instead. Once per turn, if your opponent adds a card or cards from the deck to the hand, except during the draw phase or the damage step, you can banish a random card from their hand. And goodness gracious, if that was the only card they were going to add. Last up, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon again, because we finally have these here. So before we do this, let me grab out just favorite hero one more time, because again, I love this. I love the fact that this actually forcibly plays our Skyscraper as well. So that's also very fun. So remember, it says hero. So, okay, Starving Venom, no. But Masked Heroes are good. So what do we get here? We get a card worth 4,200. Nova Master, with his draw effect, is, let's see, that's 4,700. That's bigger than a God card. You've got your Great Tornado, straight up 5,000 points on a single favorite hero, because, yeah, why not? Again, we already talked about this. Flame Wingman probably going to be the weakest at 33. Escarido going to do very well for himself at 4,500. He's going to match the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And then again, the Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, 4,500. Same story, except if he goes in for the, the trade-off smash, it's just going to be bad for the opponent. So guys, you tell me, was this worth me playing a deck just to be able to play favorite hero? I think it was. Again, you guys could play this in, obviously, you guys could play this in the regular advanced format as well. Nothing to it but to do it. And obviously, any card that comes out in common charity, you could do there. But it is fun to see the differences between how I would approach this with common charity as opposed to a regular game. Because again, I probably would have done one of each. So Shining would have been in here. I probably would have backed off Flame Wingman by one. That one would have been like a Masked Hero Acid. And you know, obviously, just right there, just the extra deck is going to change, and the fact that there were other monsters that we could have played for the main deck as well that just aren't commons. So that's why I enjoy the common charity format, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, and you're looking to support the channel, couple really quick and easy things, takes you seconds, makes us smile. We talk about it for weeks on end. Literally, like and comment on the video. Or dislike it. I mean, if you didn't like it, dislike it. I don't know why you watched this long to hear me say dislike my video, but to be fair, like that's an option. I get to see the dislikes, so I know, but it's between us. It is what it is. If there was a way to make those visible, I would totally do it because that was one of the things that made YouTube great, but it is what it is. Like, comment, sub if you haven't. Share it with your friends if you haven't. Do the one thing. Take care of yourselves, my friends. Go do a little bit of self-care today. Do that, take that 15 to 30 minutes for yourself. Take that hour. Do the thing that you enjoy. I don't care. Maybe it's playing Skyrim. Maybe it's playing Pokemon. They got a new Pokemon game coming out. And I'm probably going to be a jerk and put a little bit of gameplay footage on this channel. Just because. And if it goes over well, cool. If it doesn't, I'll probably discontinue it like any other segment that doesn't do well. Just is what it is. And then as far as what do we have coming up tomorrow? Taking a look behind me, looks like we're going to be playing the Mech Lords. So if you guys are into Mech Lords, this is going to be a really fun deck list. Yes, technically they're God level because we do get Triskelion. Also, you had Asterisk. Maybe they were both asterisks. I'm not exactly sure. There's a couple that are on the God level, but they're also like Synchro Destroyers. They're awesome. And it's another deck I really wanted to update since I hadn't played it in a year or so. So it should be fun. I hope that you guys enjoy that when you guys come back. And seriously, guys, just have a great day. Hopefully I get to see you guys again tomorrow. See you later, my friends.